Empire Avengers Issue 2 finds the warriors of Wakanda, Asgard, and the American armed forces battling the Kotati across the globe, as Black Panther is told the Wakandan helicarrier is armed and ready, so where should they send it to assist? T'Challa tells Okoye that they will need to go to none of these locations, instead they will just trust in their allies to hold their own and relocate the agents of Wakanda and Avengers where necessary. He knows it's no accident Wakanda hasn't been attacked yet, and knows these attacks are precursors to the true battle to come. In Manhattan, Dr. Nemesis and Luke Cage try and contact Vision, who is beneath them investigating the plant matter. Suddenly the ground breaks open beneath the heroes and Vision and the Kotati monster arise out. Vision corrects the other heroes who think it's some simple monster, saying that it's actually Samuel Smithers, the plant man, who calls the humans polluters of the world and they've harmed it for too long and it's time for them all to die. Dr. Nemesis attacks the creature, saying the Kotati duped the plant guy into helping them destroy the world. The plant man says that he is not being used, he joined the Kotati willingly since their goals aligned. Luke attacks the villain, not caring for his alignment, but Plant Man grabs him, intending on using his bulletproof body as a shield. Vision tries to convince Samuel to use his powers for good and to help the people, but Plant Man hates being called his human name, since Samuel is gone and the Kotati showed him his true potential, raising up out of the ground some undead plant soldiers. In Mexico, Wonder Man continues to try and talk the Kree Skrull Alliance down, learning their mission is to destroy the Kotati completely and no human or whatever Simon is will get in their way. Mockingbird calls them idiots for turning on them, but the Skrull refuses to have humans on his side. But Simon points out that they are allied with their worst enemy, the Kree. The Skrull says that this is just a temporary alliance at best and the Skrulls will dominate the galaxy. Because of this, the Kree and Skrulls begin to argue over who is the rightful ruler of their alliance, leading to them fighting. However, Simon begins to try and break it up in an act of diplomacy. In the Savage Lands, Dane Whitman awakens in a cell to find Kar-Zar, only he learns from the man he's not Kar-Zar, he's his son Matthew. Dane introduces himself as the Black Knight, learning his sword was taken by the Kotati before he was put in the cell. Outside the cell, the Kotati Shana reassures them and the captured Kar-Zar that it will all be over soon. Shana reveals that thanks to her being connected to the Savage Lands, when the Kotati landed there, she linked with them, becoming part of them. Her son tries to convince her to snap out of the control the Kotati shaman has over her, but he says that Shana now knows the truth and her powers will grow and she may even become the next celestial Madonna. Shana tries to get Kevin to join her, but he refuses, causing Shana to throw him to the ground, telling him the shaman and the Kotati showed her a glorious paradise free from their animal failings. The Kotati argue that they should just kill all of the humans, but one of them argues that Sequoia came from a union between Kotati and human, and since all the heroes are immobilized, they could take advantage of their powers. Shana threatens to kill Kevin, who tries to convince his wife this isn't who she is. Matthew and Dane meanwhile know they need to do something as Brother Voodoo's voice enters Dane's mind, telling him not to worry since while the plans incapacitates his body, he can still access the astral plane. Dane asks what the plan is, so Jericho says that he will free them while Wanda enters Shana's mindscape to free her from the Kotati. Scarlet Witch enters Shana's mind, but the Kotati part of her mind attacks Wanda, angered at being disturbed. She tries stabbing Wanda with her spear, telling her that she needs this place otherwise she loses control. Shana strikes her and hurts her, and the distraction allows Brother Voodoo to enter Man-Thing, possessing the creature and freeing Black Knight and Matthew. The heroes attack as Wanda tells Kar-Zar she can't break through to Shana, but maybe he can. Taken into the mindscape, Kevin tells his wife that despite everything, he is dedicated to their family. Shana doesn't think so, since when T'Challa called him, he ran off to join the agents of Wakanda, leaving his family alone. She says that she can feel everything that's happened in the Savage Lands and all of the dying creatures, and she tried to explain this to him, but he didn't listen. But the Kotati showed her how to hold on to her power without losing control. Wanda says that she was tricked by the Kotati and she's under their control and about to kill her husband in the real world. Outside, the heroes continue to fight the Kotati, who try and subdue the controlled Man-Thing with their pollen, but Jericho knows they aren't the only ones with plant power, and Man-Thing can absorb the pollen and negate its effects, allowing him to smash the shaman into the ground. Kar-Zar meanwhile manages to free his wife from the Kotati control, telling her that he was wrong in the way he went about things, and trying to change her, and he won't ever leave her again. Enraged, the Kotati general says he knew humans were a burden, calling them weak as he stabs Kar-Zar through the chest with his spear. Empire Avengers Issue 2 continue the action-packed Avengers Avengers portion of the Empire event. And again, I'm loving how the Avengers tie-in isn't your usual Avengers, isn't your Captain Americas and Iron Mans and stuff, instead focusing on second and third tier Avengers like Kar-Zar and Black Knight. This also allows Jim Zub to do some really fantastic stuff with them, expanding on Kar-Zar's story scene within the Savage Wolverine, which actually gets a really nice reference here, as well as his role as an agent of Wakanda. I have to wonder if the Scarlet Witch portion of the book, which saw her get into the mind of the Kotati duplicate Shana, is some type of lead-in or hint of how they will help She-Hulk make her return in the upcoming Immortal She-Hulk one-shot. Definitely feels like foreshadowing to me, but I guess we'll find out when that issue comes out. The shock ending has me really excited for the final issue in this tie-in series and what will happen to Kar-Zar and the Avengers. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10.